a team called double attack. In this position, black to move. And actually, let's talk a little bit about what double attack means. Actually, double attack is a concept when one player makes a move, and after that move, two of the opponent's pieces are attacked in the same time. Any of two pieces it can be. Sometimes it's just a normal piece, or it can be the king. So let's look at a practical example. Here, black to move, and by the move, this is d5, he attacks the bishop, and at the same time it opens up for his own bishop to attack the white queen. So those two pieces are attacked, the c4 bishop and the b4 queen. And the key of the double attack is one of the pieces will be lost most of the time, or will be or maybe can be checkmated, the opponent. He can choose to lose a piece or be checkmated, or you need to choose which piece to lose. Like I think in this situation also that's the thing. Play d5, and now white wants to save the queen, then after moving the queen, the bishop will be captured. So the key idea of a double attack is to attack two pieces in the same time. Make a move which attacks two pieces in the same time. Sometimes one piece attacks. Actually, this is more like a triple attack, this first example, because by its own, the pawn attacks two pieces, and the bishop also attacks like a third one. Actually, this is called a fork, when, for example, one piece attacks two other in the same time, like a pawn attacks two pieces. Here, this was, or we will look some example about the knight. There are nice examples about knight forks. Okay, let's go and look at the next example. So black to move. Let's look which two pieces can be attacking at the same time. Yeah, there is an obvious choice. Please try to solve it. I would suggest you to just stop the video if you are watching this from a video and find it yourself, and when you think you found the solution, then continue to watch. Then do this with all the exercise. So this is the best way to use it as an active learning tool. So black plays e6, e5, attacking both pieces. This is called also pawn fork, so one of the pieces will be captured. Okay, let's go for the next one. Again, black to move. Okay, yeah, this will be a little bit different concept, but I think also a very nice double attack. Actually, this will be a fork. How would you make a fork here? That's the question. That's the question. So knight g4. As you look, the knight attacks the h2 pawn and threatening actually checkmate. So sometimes, and winning the pawn also, but the more important is threatening a checkmate and attacking the bishop in the same time. So white decides to save the king, and then the bishop will be captured. So it looks like this is a nice double attack, or it's called a knight fork, threatening checkmate with the queen and the bishop in the same time. Let's go for the next one. So white to move. so what would you do here? That's the question again. Some of the double attacks are easier, some of them are harder, so white to move. Also, when you are searching for solutions of puzzles, there are a few signs which can be helpful. One of them is to look for undefended pieces in the opponent camp, because those are warning signs. Maybe there's a combination, like, for example, this rook is undefended, the other rook is also undefended. And actually also pieces which are attacked and defended in the same number of times, they are very similar to undefended pieces, because if one more would attack, then it can win them. So let's look if we can find a way here. Probably this is not an immediate double attack, but this is a little bit more complex. Actually, we need a move to prepare the double attack. We need to sacrifice this rook for the bishop, and now here comes the double attack actually. You can attack those two pieces in one move with the queen a8. So double attacks. The king is in check, so the king needs to be saved, and then the rook will be captured. Okay, so this is a little bit more complex one. Yeah, actually this is more like a decoy, or we will look exercises which has more than one team in the same time. Most of the time in chess combinations, several teams work together for the final solution. In the very beginning we look very simple double attacks, but we will look now more complex one, which maybe we need to prepare somehow the double attack, like here with the decoy. So we are, and also actually we are eliminating the defender of this square and forcing also the rook to move to c6. Or we can also say like removing the defender. And here comes the double attack. Okay, let's go for the next one. We can look if there is an immediate. Okay, like here is an immediate double attack. As you look again, the rook is undefended and the king is kind of open from the back rank. How to do the double attack? You can do it with the queen move on e8. We attack both of them, the king needs to be saved, and then the rook will be our. Okay, let's look for the next one. This is kind of an easy one. Black to move. Look if we can make a fork. Actually, what I always tell to my students to do before you make a move, after the opponent, make a blunder check. So look if maybe he blundered something. So look all the possible checks, because maybe there is a very strong check, and look all the possible captures. And also look all the possible attacking moves, because maybe you can make a double attack actually, like here. Pawn moves to d4, we attack the queen and the knight at the same time. And we will win one of them. Queen probably need to go to g3, and then we take the knight. Okay, black to move. Let's look if there is another double attack. Also, there are some certain geometries which appears in double attacks. Example, when the opponent's pieces, there are pieces in the same file, same rank or same diagonal, that may be a sign for a possible double attack. Like here, the queen and the bishop is on the same rank, so we may make a double attack with the rook if you put on the same rank, because it has the power to attack both of them. Also, like for pawn forks, example like this pawn fork. So when there are pieces on the same rank, just one square between them, that's also like a sign for a possible double attack with a pawn. And when you look possibilities, Mudball Stars, thank you very much for the follow. When you look the geometry of the knight moves, like example those two knights, if you could move like knight e4, then we would attack both of them. Yeah, nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, I decided yesterday to start to do every day 1 hour of tactics training, and hope to share you some ideas also with you, so viewers can learn also why I am also reviewing basic concepts, and later probably more advanced ones. Okay, so rook g4, let's go. Double attacking the rook, and the rook double attacks the queen and the bishop, and we win it. Let's go for the next one. White to move. You know, the king is really opened up, the king's position. Also there is undefended rook, and if you look this, you can, there's possibilities. Like queen can make this kind of double attacks, so not only when pieces are in the same file rank or diagonal, but when there is like a, when they are on diagonals which they have meeting points. Like example, the rook is like on this diagonal, and the king is the other diagonal, and there is a meeting point on d4, so that's a sign, maybe there's a double attack. The queen can make a double attack when pieces are on diagonals which are crossing each other. Also, like example, the knight, so if we would put on queen on f6, that would attack the knight and the king in the same time. But also, let's look at b4, b6 pawn, and the d8 queen, also in the possibility of double attack. So queen d8, I think, is the move. Oops, sorry. So queen d8 is the move. It's double attacks. Okay, wonderful. Let's go next. Okay, this will be an interesting double attack, and there will be a very special form of double attack also involved, which we will look. The first move is, I think, relatively easy, how we can attack two things at the same time. I think the knight will capture on c6 too. It also we can call a knight fork. Actually, it's like it's attacking three things at the same time. So let's take it. And here, please try to find a little idea how to win some material. So we take the bishop. By this way we remove the defender of the knight. Take it. And that's really, this is a very special form of a double attack. It's a skewer, we call. So actually attacking both rooks, because if one of the rook moves, then the bishop can capture the next one, the other one. If you go back, so the double attacks come as first, and then we make a special double attack which is called a skewer. When pieces are on the same diagonal, then it's possible to make a skewer with the bishop. Okay, let's go for the next one. And soon we will start to look a little bit harder ones also. Yeah, another fork is coming. Pawn moves to e5. Okay, he makes an intermediate move which we carefully capture. And we take it. This intermediate move, which black played, also called a Zwischenzug. It's a German word which used also in English now. So means like before he tries to solve the problem which he faced, he makes an intermediate move to try to make some counterattack or check, or an important idea to execute before he solves his original problem. But here this is not really strong because white can just recapture and fine. Okay, next puzzle. So here the double attacks also comes in the second move, so it's like starting to be a little bit harder, these ones. So what you can also look, what is another warning sign for a combination? When there are pieces in the same diagonal or same file, same rank. One lower value piece is in the same diagonal like a higher value, like this, the bishop and the queen. It's always a warning sign, even if it's blocked by maybe a pawn. But this is a sign for a possible combination. Like here, what will happen, I think, the bishop is in the way for the pawn, because if the pawn could move, that would be a double attack. The bishop would attack the queen, and the pawn would attack maybe the bishop or the knight, or both. So the bishop would be not there. What should we do? I think is move the bishop, probably to capture the knight, and then push the pawn. And then we win the... So this was not only a double attack, it's a special way of executing the double attack. It's called the discovered attack. Because the attack by the bishop is covered by the pawn, and moving the pawn will discover the way of the bishop. And that opens up for the bishop to attack the queen, plus our pawn makes the attack on the bishop. So it will be a double attack. Ah yeah, there is a good question. Why not take the bishop with the bishop? This would be, I think, another way to do it. Let's take a quick look on that way. So if you take the bishop, the pawn takes back, and after e5, actually there is knight e4, so it solves both problems in the same time. It's double attack, but one of the attacked piece can stop the other's attack, so making this blockade. And even white is still better here, we probably like taking on d6, but it's less effective than the other one. Okay, let's go for the next one. It's a nice one, nice fork actually, nice double attack. Again, look for what are the undefended pieces on the opponent camp. Bishop, the rook, those are, yeah, and the pawn are undefended. And the knight is so good in the center, it has scope for looking all around the board. And here comes knight b6, it's a knight fork. Double attacking the rook and the king. King need to go out of the check, and then the knight captures the rook. Okay, let's go for the next one. This is a strange example because it starts with the check. Actually, white started with a double attack. I think we have not much choice. We cannot move the king because then the knight would be hanging, so we need to take it. Okay, and yeah, if you want to make a double attack, then it's not much choice we have. Actually, we have some choices. Yeah, we need to move the knight, and it can. Okay, that's another sign for forks in this geometry. So if there are pieces or pawns or king on the same rank or same file and only one square between them, because that's the geometry of the knight move. So like knight g5, then this is a fork, or even knight d8, and that's another fork. Probably I think the knight force comes and taking the bishop, and the pawn will. Maybe queen, that looks like a way to go. Yeah, I'm not sure if that endgame is good enough. Take, pawn. The king moves, pawn. I have black queens earlier, yeah, that's it. Yeah, just to show you on the board. Take. It plays like this, then we just take, a3. So we queen first, and then we can, yeah, soon capture and win the pawn. Maybe with the help of our king. Okay, let's go for the next one. Very complicated looking position. Yeah, another double attack actually, which is also discovered attack in the same time. Again, look, this is the undefended piece. Queen, there's the king in the same time. Also, you can look the sign of the discovered attacks when there are our piece and the opponent piece is on the same file, and we have one more piece which in between those two pieces. Because like now our queen would attack the king, but it covers the attack, so we can discover by moving the knight. And at the same time would be nice to attack the queen, so probably knight to g6 coming here. Yeah. As you look, this is a double attack. The queen attacks the king, the knight attacks the queen. Cannot go back to e7 because we just take the knight, so we will win the queen. Thank you, I am very well. I started to stream again yesterday. I have now a daily stream about tactics. Today we are studying the double attack. Okay, let's go for the next one. Yeah, I plan to give Simons also, yeah, again. So here comes another nice double attack. You look, the queen is unprotected, and as we said, always there is a warning sign when there are pieces in the same diagonal or same rank or same file. here especially this diagonal is the key, I think. Also the black's kings is open, so we can make a double attack with the bishop. And then we also take the queen, but now we have a good, so instead of taking back the rook, we have a intermediate move, so because our bishop is hanging. So we can solve the bishop problem by capturing with a check first. And then hitting the rook. And then taking the rook here, or if it goes back, then there. Okay, so the double attack came in the first case by the bishop. This is the double attack. Let's go forward. There are so many knights on the board, so that's a sign probably for a knight fork. Black to move. Probably the knight fork is not in this first move, but let's take here. And look, this is another geometry for the knight forks. If there are pieces on the same diagonal, just two squares between them, that's a sign for a knight fork, because the knight can give a fork from here or even from the other square. It's a possible knight fork. So you can always sense maybe there's a fork, a knight fork, if there are pieces like on the same diagonal, but just two. Like the same thing with this king and the rook. That would be also a knight fork from e2 or from f3. It's probably knight c2 is the solution. Yeah. Let's do four more from these easier ones, and then we move on for some harder ones. So black to move. What would you recognize here? Probably one thing is like this is undefended, the rook on h4, but also the e1 knight is kind of undefended because it's attacked and defended in the same number of pieces. Also the king's position is quite open. So we look if there is a real double attack or some special things coming. Maybe in the next move, because if we would do that queen d3 check, king f2 if he wants to keep protecting, and then queen d2 that would be a double attack, attacking the king and the knight in the same time. It's a good question if there is something better. Yeah, maybe there's nothing better, just that's it. Check, check. Ah, try again. So maybe something better than that second move. What other double attack comes here? Sometimes there are puzzles which are not right. Also, we will look if that's the possibility about this. You know, maybe just go and try to give a checkmate. I guess rook d2, king g1. Ah, the double attack comes from here. Okay, this will be probably the double attack. Yeah, so this is a much more complex combination than we looked before, and the double attacks comes here. So it not even in the second move, but in the third move. Check. This way, this is which we call a pin. The knight is pinned because if you would move, then it would be the king would be on check, so cannot move. This way we can go closer. Yeah, now queen d2 would be also double attack, but instead the rook gives the check to force the king to the back rank, and here comes actually which is the double attack. The queen attacks the knight and the king in the same time. And yes, sometimes we have threats like not always we attack two pieces and try to gain material, but sometimes one threat is to attack a piece, and the other threat or another attack is the king. Like here, if he can solve the problem with king f1 to save the knight, but then queen f2 would be a checkmate. Also king h1 will not help, because then we take the knight and give the checkmate in the same time. Okay, let's go forward. So white to move. Yeah, the rook is unprotected. Yeah, by knight can capture, and actually then the queen would be hanging, and it would be a double attack. Yeah, these are, yeah, maybe this is probably this is the solution. We take the rook, he's kind of forced to take the queen, then we take the queen, and attacking another double attack the rook. If it takes back, we take it, and then we won the rook in the end. Yeah, probably that's the way to go. Okay, it's a check, an intermediate, but we move out, and then if he takes the knight, we take the bishop. If he takes the bishop, we take the rook. And that would be a good enough advantage. Yeah, so this is a knight fork, a double attack. Okay, here black is really need to play a good move, because white has a queen against the rook and knight and the pawn. So actually the material is kind of balanced. But in an open position, when there are not many pawns on the board, the queen is very strong because it has full potential. Not many pieces are blocking him. So here black can actually attack the queen and the king in the same time. Again, another warning sign when there are pieces on the same file. Maybe there is a double attack, especially with the queen or with the rook, you can make a double attack. Like here comes rook e2. Okay. Rook e2 double attacks. Okay, one more easier one, and then we go a little bit harder, because these puzzles are on chess.com on the rating range between 500 and 1000. Okay, here comes a nice and clear move to double attack the king and the rook. Okay, this is another geometry. Okay, another geometry when you looking about knight force. If you look when there are pieces on the same diagonal with two squares between them, that was another way. But this is also when pieces are in the form of kind of like a knight move, but like a one move longer knight move. Yeah, when they are in this form. So they have like two squares in between them, but also one square up or down, so not on the same rank or same file, but moved one to the one direction, and between them there's two squares. Then there's a way for make a knight fork. Okay, so let's go a little bit harder ones. For me, let's go from 1000 to 1200. Yeah, it will probably be still not that hard ones. Remember, this is also a sign for a knight fork when pieces are on the same rank, just one square between them. Yeah, the knight can go here. This is the geometry of the knight moves. So knight e4 check, and then we take the knight. We take the queen with the knight. Okay. And here comes some nice idea. Please try to find black to move. This will be actually not only a double attack, but it will be a decoy. So a decoy is a tool in chess where when we make a move to force the opponent to that square actually, where he will be under attack, or there will be another tactical tool to win material or checkmate him. Actually, the queen sacrificed one, and this is another geometry to look for the knight forks. Then there are pieces which has now like if you look on the file, like 3 squares between them if they would be on the same rank, but also the direction, the distance is 2 squares. Like a super huge knight move also, we can look this one, and they are in that situation. Or you can see also they would be on the same diagonal, but one of the pieces are moved 2 squares from distance. Because here comes the knight fork, f2, to win the queen. So it was important, it was a decoy. This is how we call this tactic, when we force a piece. Yeah, we forced actually to that square where the knight fork was possible. Okay, let's go for the next one. Ooh, I think this would be something beautiful. If I have no idea, but this is again not so easy one now. You look, this is also geometry, which is a sign for maybe a combination when your bishop and the opponent's king is in the same diagonal, even if they have no direct connection because there is a piece of your piece or the opponent's piece between them, but that's a sign maybe for a possible combination. Yeah, actually, probably I would take it here, because if it takes back, then the bishop takes, and that would be a double attack. And let's do this one, yeah. Capture, and it's just a double attack in the end. Let me show you, there is a nice idea here. So capture, and if he would make a Zwischenzug, an intermediate move, so try to solve the problem, capture here, because if he would recapture, then he can just capture back. Here comes a wonderful double attack and actually discovered attack in the same time, because the bishop is covered by our pawn, but now the pawn captures on b2, and actually we discover the bishop's power, so it gives a check. That's attacking one, and it's also the pawn attacks the rook. That's a double attack. Actually, it attacks still a bishop. The king needs to move, and then we should take the bishop. If we take the rook, then he can save the queen, so we need to take the bishop, force take, and then we recapture the queen. And we will be up a piece out of this business. Just a little bit more complex. As you look, here comes more than one tool. This puzzle, so double attack and also discord attack. Okay, let's go for the next one. Okay, here you can again look one geometry. The two pieces in this long knight move format, so they are not on the same rank, but just one square difference, and they have 2 squares in between them. That means there is a knight fork possibility. But yeah, the f6 square is covered by this knight, but what we can do, we can remove the defender, and it's also kind of like a decoy, because we are forcing the opponent queen on a square where we can make the fork. Okay, now we make the double attack. So this is also kind of like a decoy. But by this sacrifice, we forcing the queen to a losing square. Okay, let's go for the next one. Saint Emilian, thank you very much for the follow. So white to move. So the queen is under attack. Here what's happening, the knight is actually unprotected, and also they are in the same file with the king, and the king's position is open. That's always a sign for a possible combination. Especially they are in the same file than with the rook. Probably rook e4. It's a check. It's a double attack. King need to move and then to take the knight. Okay, we just recapture. Yeah, actually I am back about all my chess activities. I am a full-time chess coach, so if you are enjoying this training and would like to have like a private coaching session, just feel free to send me a message on YouTube or on Twitch, on chess.com, or an email. I'm happy to help you to reach your goals. I'm also back to my road to the Grandmaster title. I will soon play in tournaments again. But first, I want to improve my tactics, awareness, and skills, and hope you learn also over this process. And will help you to reach also your dreams. Let's go for the next one. Okay, so white to move. Knight is quite close to the opponent's camp, so probably it will make the double attack. Yeah, this is comes probably from the Alekhine defense, if I remember, this kind of possibilities which need to be careful. Yeah, the light square bishop is exchanged already, so the e6 square, because the d pawn moved, became weak, especially because of the f pawn also moved there. So yeah, the fork will come from e6. It attacks the queen and attacks the bishop. That's a nice double attack. Queen need to move and then the knight captures the bishop. Okay, let's go for the next one. Okay, what should we do? Actually, what I do always first to look for undefended pieces, because many times that happens. Undefended pieces or pieces which are attacked and defended the same number of times, because many times we can win those. Like here the bishop is undefended, yeah. The knight also is attacked and defended the same number of times, especially this bishop is there. Also the queen is kind of open. So also another possibilities for a double attack for the queen when there are pieces which the diagonal where one of the pieces are and the file or the rank has a common square. Floki, thank you for the follow. So example here, this is one diagonal and this is one phi. The bishop is on the phi and the king is on diagonal, and there is an intersection. So there is a square, which is a common square, and that's the square actually where possible to make a double attack with the queen. Yeah, of course we need to calculate with maybe forward. It's we take the bishop, but this knight will be hanging, but then actually his knight became undefended by removing the defender. So if we capture the knight, we capture this knight. Okay, let's go for the next one. So black to move. Again, just look the undefended pieces. Yeah, those pieces, probably this is one move later will be the double attack here. Again, if you look we have a knight, so probably the knight force may come in mind here. If you can force the square actually with the rook, you can force this special geometry. If you look again, it's like a long knight move geometry that makes two knight forks possible. One from e2 and the other from f5. Okay, it's good to remember, or just while maybe later you will have a feeling about how the pieces have connection by geometry. So when there you can have already a warning sign if like a situation of pieces like this. Maybe there's a fork, and there's a fork actually with the knight. So we are actually forcing him to a square where he cannot escape anymore. Yeah, this also, it's a decoy. So we are forcing the king to a square where it will be under another tactical tool. Now it's a double attack. Okay, one moment. Let's look the last one because there is a question, looks like. So here, yeah, we said there is a check, and actually, yeah. The question, what happens if rook f7? Yeah, we cannot take the bishop, but it's called a pin. So it's another tactical idea. It's called a pin. What can we do when a piece is pinned? Then that's usually we just need to attack it with one more piece, and it cannot run away. Especially it is called an absolute pin when a piece is pinned toward the king, so the piece cannot move because then the king will be in check. So now we just play knight g5 and take the rook. Or it's another, and here comes another tactic. It's kind of called deflection. So we are removing the defender, because if black wants to prevent the loss of the rook for the knight, then can capture, but then the queen not defending anymore the e8 square, so our rook can go and checkmate the king. And here comes the checkmate. Okay, let's go for the next one. Black to move. So remember, we first will look if there is an undefended piece, and actually there is bishop, and also the king position is kind of open. And if you look the rank, the file, and the diagonals where the undefended piece is, like this is the file, this is the rank, and the diagonals. And also you look the open kings diagonals and the rank actually. There is an intersection and you should find that square. This is the intersection square. E3 where they are. Yeah, also the C1 squares, yeah, the C5, a few of them. Those are squares where the queen can make a double attack. Yeah, on C1 it is not really good because the rook is protecting and the bishop, but the E3, actually that's the square. E3 square is free and avoidable, and after the double attack, actually black wins the bishop. Okay, so let's go for the next one. And then we will move on maybe a few harder ones. Black to move, wow. On the geometry, you may recognize immediately the geometry. Yeah, knights. Yeah, knights are in the knights on the board, so the knight forks are probably you should recognize. So when pieces are on the same rank, just one square between them, then there is a knight fork possible. Also, when pieces are on the same rank or file or nearly the same, so just one square from there, and two squares between them, that's another sign for a knight fork. So actually knight f3 looks like it forks everything at the same time. So not everything, but a king, a rook, and a queen. Probably that should be the solution for a double attack. Okay, and it still not ends because probably now will come a checkmate. The queen gives a check and then checkmate. Wow. Yeah, this was a nice one. So the fork is relatively easy. Yeah, take. Yeah, actually this is a double attack in the same time, so we cannot even take the knight. Yeah, and here comes the checkmate. Okay, so let's move for a little bit harder ones from 1200 to 1400. Here we can solve maybe a few puzzles also from that one. So black to move. Actually, this looks kind of like an easier one. Again, yeah, look for undefended pieces. Plus again the geometry, what I look already, you know, that's now geometry for a knight fork. Yeah, the pieces are on the same rank, just one square between them. Or also actually one other one which we not discuss yet, the pieces are on the same rank or file and three squares between them, so not one but three. So odd number of squares. That makes another fork possible. So as you look, this is one fork possible. And also this is one other fork, so double attack possible. So probably I think knight d4 is the solution. Because the queen needs to move and then captures. So it's a double attack combination. First we make this fork, double attack, and then the second move was because it just wins a pawn, so that maybe would be not enough, but now by the second fork we win a rook. Let's go for the next one. Black to move. Okay, so you can look also what is the geometry of the pawn forks. Yeah, when there are pieces, especially like minor pieces or queen or any kind of pieces, not pawns, are situated on the same rank, just one square between them. That's especially good for a knight fork. Yeah, I am still, when I'm doing this Twitch stream and later we watch the video, I am international master. but I hope to reach the Grandmaster title. So yeah, the pawn move would be probably a good idea, but what we should also recognize, our bishop is hanging. So maybe we should make a intermediate or Zwischenzug to solve first the problem of the bishop and then make this fork. So probably I would take the knight, need to take back, and then make the fork. Yeah, then make the double attack. So I will just add as a team suggestion here is the Zwischenzug. Okay, first solve the problem of the bishop, and then make the double attack with the pawn. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all your support on my road. Yeah, if you enjoyed this training session, then please consider to follow me on Twitch or follow me on YouTube, or subscribe on Twitch, or send a donation. Thank you very much. So let's look at the next one. So again, undefended pieces, the knight and the rook, and also actually the king is kind of open from that diagonal, open for checks. So again, if we can find an intersection square, the diagonals of the and the ranks and the files of the unprotected piece. Yeah, there are two squares where we can make a double attack. So one of them it's possible to reach the h6 square. Looks like that's the solution. Gives a check and attacks the rook in the same time. So make the double attack. Okay, let's go for the next one. Ooh, this is a beautiful one, beautiful one. Actually, this is also a decoy. It's a double attack and a decoy. Double attack, kind of. Okay, it should look like this. Queen is undefended, also it's kind of open. Queen position. Plus the rook and the king is in a format where we make normally the pawn forks, you know, just one square between them. Yeah, so actually what will happen here, actually, queen c3. first double attack. He's forced to take, otherwise the king moves, then we just win the queen. And when he takes, then we take back with the pawn to make a fork. Double attack with the pawn to win the rook. Yeah, I think this is a really nice. Yeah, this is also one example of decoy. When we are forcing to square the queen, where we can continue with another tactical tool, another double attack, which is the winner double attack. So it's more like a double attack puzzle. This first we make a double attack with the queen and then with the pawn. Okay, let's go for the next one. Yeah, and probably one more, and then we'll continue next time the puzzles, maybe with another tactical tool. So black to move. What do you recognize here? One idea is the queen is unprotected, the rook is unprotected, the bishop is unprotected, so many unprotected pieces. I would also recognize the special situation for the pawn forks, when there are two pieces on the same rank, just one square between them, that makes maybe a pawn fork possible. Yeah, maybe just f6, if there is no other special things. I don't really look like a sacrifice makes anything, or there is no knight fork now possible. Probably just f6. It looks maybe simple, but sometimes simple things are the best. Yeah, f6, and then we take the knight. Yeah, if check, we just go out. Okay, wonderful. And one more. White to move. Ooh, this is a beautiful one. This is really nice to finish with today. So this will be first a decoy. Yeah, actually a double decoy before the final double attacks. This is really interesting. A nice one. It's also about the pin. So it's a mix of tactical tools. Again, what can be in your mind immediately, then there is this super strong knight. And there is this tactical possibility. You remember we talked about when there are two pieces in the same diagonal, just two square between them, then there's a knight fork like here. So like from e7, there would be a knight fork. So this is the first which you can recognize. We can make a knight fork, and then what you can also recognize, yeah, that's protected, that square by the queen. Maybe we can make a decoy. We can say also deflection. Here actually the same is remove the defender of the queen, and also actually in the same time forcing him to unwanted square. So it's also decoy and deflection in the same time. Bishop takes f5. Yeah, that's protected also by the rook, so the rook can recapture. And then comes the queen sacrifice on f5, which forces the queen to capture if he don't want to just lose the exchange. But then comes the beautiful double attack in the end. Takes. And here comes the decoy and deflection at the same time, with the idea of this double attack in the end. And here we come to the double attack theme, which we studied today. Okay, wonderful finish. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for your support. If you would like to support the shows, then please subscribe to Twitch or YouTube channel, and you can also support the stream and also the YouTube videos by subscribing to my channel. And also by sending some donations. You will look it in the links here, and also you can find it also under the video. Yeah, also please leave a message or leave a comment where you suggest which tactical team you would like me to cover tomorrow. Yeah, thank you very much for the follow. Okay, hope to see you guys all very soon. Bye bye.